Are you looking for the best wireless routers? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best routers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Asus ROG GTX 16000. Asus ROG GTX 16000, taking the top spot, is a high-end gaming router with top-shelf specifications and highly promising performance. Belonging to a rare family of quad-band routers, it brings two 10G LAN/WAN ports, a massive throughput capacity, a long Wi-Fi range, advanced security tools, and gaming-friendly features. The Beast by Asus comes with a quad-band Wi-Fi 6E setup with a maximum throughput capacity of 16,000 megabits per second, which is split between each band as follows: 6 GHz, 4,804 megabits per second, 5 GHz, 4,804 megabits per second, 5 GHz, 4,804 megabits per second, 2.4 GHz, 1,148 megabits per second. Courtesy of an additional 6 GHz and two 5 GHz bands, the resulting throughput with AT&T's 2 gigabits per second internet plan was really fast. Upon performing a speed test at a short distance of 25 feet, my Wi-Fi 6E supported laptop, the downloads could clock at a maximum of 1.76 gigabits per second, while uploads averaged at 1.54 gigabits per second. Moving on to the long-distance test in the meeting room at about 50 feet, the routing unit was mowed down the competition, averaging around 1.26 gigabits per second and 987 megabits per second for downloads and uploads, respectively. From a quality perspective, GTX 16000 delivered excellent Wi-Fi stability, and I didn't notice any hiccups during my test period. I could stream 4K videos and play online games on 4 different devices without any lags or latencies. Asus ROG GTX 16000 is a high-performance router for gaming that, courtesy of quad-band support and two 10G ports, made huge bounds in terms of performance. Aside from that, its lifetime free advanced security features are a huge addition. At number 2. Linksys Hydra 6. It's as simple as it gets with work-from-home routers, but fast speeds and consistent performance make the Linksys Hydra 6 an upgrade pick worth considering. It has got so much going in its favor, be it a 160 MHz channel, decent range, and more. Besides, it rakes up serious upgrades over the model it takes over without increasing the price much to make for a perfect pick for your homes and offices. Linksys Hydra 6 is a Wi-Fi 6 router with a maximum speed cap of 5,400 megabits per second divided among its two bands as follows: 5 GHz, 4,800 megabits per second, 2.4 GHz, 600 megabits per second. Although capable of handling 1000 megabits per second, I paired Hydra 6 with a 500 megabits per second plan from Xfinity, and the performance was excellent in a WFH environment. My test system 20 feet away delivered 448 megabits per second for downloads and 29 megabits per second for uploads. That's great for your high-speed downloads and 4K gaming tasks. Working from home doesn't need high-end performance, and Linksys Hydra 6 is one of the best options for it. It delivers a basic set of features and satisfies most families with reliable connectivity with mid-range internet plans. Any mid-sized homes should get the most out of their smart devices with a wide 160 MHz channel bandwidth and the ability to use it in a mesh network. But its limited device handling ability pushes it down to the penultimate position. At number 3. TP-Link Archer AXE75. If my above recommendations hit hard on your pocket and in need of a future-proof Wi-Fi 6E router, TP-Link Archer AXE75 is a great choice. Aside from new 6 GHz band, it brings in tri-band Wi-Fi, a decent range, and dependable security features. The AXE75 claims to offer a maximum of 5,400 megabits per second on its 3 bands, with the capacity of each as follows: 6 GHz, 2,402 megabits per second, 5 GHz, 2,402 megabits per second, 2.4 GHz, 574 megabits per second. To determine how it fares in real life, I conducted tests repeatedly over a week with an AT&T 1000 megabits per second plan. And in my opinion, the results superseded my expectations. Starting off, I put the test device approximately 20 feet away from the internet setup, with videos streaming on 4 devices throughout the house. The download and upload speeds averaged 854 megabits per second and 713 megabits per second, respectively. Moving far off to 40 feet, the laptop and the same setup managed respective speeds of 531 megabits per second and 389 megabits per second. That's almost a 40% speed drop upon doubling the distance, but latency remains unaltered. With the available speed, the UHD streams ran at a refresh rate of 38%, while turning on the QoS, it stooped down to 12%, which is great. The $200 price tag for a Wi-Fi 6E router is potentially a bargain, especially when you get something like TP-Link Archer AXE75. It offers strong performance, and its networking technologies let you establish multiple connections at once, making it a smart pick for most office setups. But its limited range limits its usage in any large space. At number 4. Asus RTAX88U Pro. Next on the list is Asus's RTAX88U Pro, which is my top pick for a dual-band Wi-Fi 6 router. It has two 2.5 gigabits per second Ethernet and 4 gig LAN ports, making it a versatile option. Some of its notable features include powerful hardware, range boost plus tech, and advanced level security for free. The aggregated speed is 6000 megabits per second with bandwise speed distribution as follows: 5 GHz, 4804 megabits per second, 2.4 GHz, 1148 megabits per second. I tested this routing device over a couple of Wi-Fi 6 clients with the Optimum 2 gig fiber plan, and the performance was above my expectations. Over the 5 GHz band, the downloads and uploads fared at 1873 megabits per second and 1237 megabits per second, respectively, while the same for the 2.4 GHz band was around 1389 and 909 megabits per second. Taking the client devices 50 to 60 feet away had a bandwidth drop of only 30%. With these speeds, I could stream 4K content on my TV, laptop, and smartphone at the same time. I didn't experience any lags whatsoever. Technologies like MU-MIMO and OFDMA assist in strengthening the signals traveling far away. Asus RTAX88U Pro is a great pick for users looking for a good dual-band 2.5 GB router with top-tier features and performance. Its high throughput capacity, great coverage, multi-gig ports, and powerful hardware make it top the list. At number 5. Aero Pro 6E. If you value reliability and range over an outright Wi-Fi speed, then the Aero Pro 6E is a great pick to fill your mid-sized space with wireless data. It is one of the top-rated Wi-Fi 6E mesh that blends powerful antennae with mesh support, a multi-gig Ethernet, and networking technologies to satiate your bandwidth needs with ease. The Aero Pro 6E can reach a top theoretical speed of 5400 megabits per second, with the share on each frequency band as follows: 6 GHz, 2300 megabits per second, 5 GHz, 2300 megabits per second, 2.4 GHz, 800 megabits per second. As with most mesh systems, installing this Aero system was a breeze, and it took me a few minutes to get it started. Paired with my trusted AT&T 1 gigabit per second plan, the mesh Wi-Fi turned in high scores in my throughput performance tests. The score of 864 megabits per second for downloads and 721 megabits per second for uploads on the close proximity tests, 20 feet, stays shoulders with TP-Link Archer AXE75. But it managed to keep its nose ahead in my distance test, 45 feet, with a maximum throughput of 623 megabits per second and 510 megabits per second for downloads and uploads, respectively. However, the lack of QoS keeps it behind my top recommendations. Nevertheless, gaming performance was great, with Overwatch running in 4K at 16 milliseconds ping and 85 FPS, while UHD streams had a 35% refresh rate. And none of them lagged even once. The Aero Pro 6E might not be the fastest mesh kit, but it is reliable and powerful enough for any mid-sized house or corporate space. It combines a multi-gig port with a 6 GHz band to deliver high gigabit speeds for your top-tier activities, while its network optimization software minimizes network congestion. But on the downside, there aren't many networking ports for high-end data transfers.